yo. Here we go. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you're doing better than me. Just kidding. But I've been watching some videos. A lot of people have been struggling. I know I'm fucking stressing the fuck out with this fucking constant data center noise, or whatever the fuck that is. It's a piece of heavy equipment, commercial, industrial equipment running 24/7, man. Vibrating the whole fucking house. It's far away too, and I don't understand how something's so far away, which is not that far away. We're talking about, within a couple of miles, but I mean, it's insane how something far away can sound so loud. It's wild, man. It's like those, man, yeah, loud and annoying. All right, let me see if I can adjust this a little better here. Let's see. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. Oh, you know what? Just a little. I can close those drapes. Get a little bright. We're live. Tom and Jerry. I'm slaving, but can't play while working. Oh. Client's finna flip out. Yeah, man. When you were screaming on the... yeah, faggot world order. Yeah, man. My bad. Watch it when you can. I get it. You gotta work. You gotta slave. Sucks, That's not funny, Tom. Yeah, man, let me tell you, dude, I'm not looking forward to this shit. I gotta get out of here. Anybody around here near Murphy, North Carolina, so I can go visit and get the fuck out of here? This fucking sucks. I need a vacay anyway. Fuck it. Oh wait, I want to go to the next one. Good Cooper. The one I wanted right away there. I'll grab
it. Things have been a lot different ever since I got bit by a radioactive Epstein. You know, Jeff, I never thanked you for introducing me to my wife. Jeff, what the hell was that for? What is happening to me?
Look, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's fucking Super Goy. Super Goy. Not Super Boy. Super Goy with a G. You fucker.
Jeff and Apples walk the street, talking about the sky so neat. Weapons, weapons, guns and stores, globalist secret force. Jeff and Apples.
Oh my god, you're killing me.
Hey. Talk about it. I'll leave.
I don't think he's got anything else. I wanted to show that little clip there. I'm not sure. I don't think he is. Wait, what's this?
They're at the shops. So that was all very clear. But it's also interesting that in the Epstein files that were released, and of course mostly blacked out, and you can't tell a lot of the stuff, but they did release some stuff, that Jeffrey Epstein was also talking about shipping in the Strait of Hormuz and also shipping in that area between Spain and Morocco, as well as Albania, which is kind of interesting. From an email back in 2009, Jeffrey Epstein said, "This is the way the Jew make money," and made a fortune in the past 10 years selling short the shipping futures. Let the Goyim, that's us, deal in the real world. From shipping news, the most dramatic growth has been in...
This is how Epstein talks about you. He calls you all a bunch of, it's everybody a bunch of Goyim, when he's basically dumber than a cockroach.
Shipping futures, which allows shipping companies to lay off risks. The most popular futures are forward freight agreements to deliver goods on a particular route at some point in the future. And what's interesting is, as part of that email, he attached a map, and it shows Strait of Hormuz with an X over it. He circles Albania, which is where the Rothschilds and the Drumps have been trying to take over some of those islands in that area. And it also circles that area between Morocco and Spain.
Because this is how you completely cut off Israel. The only way Israel can get any supplies via the sea is via those 4 openings. You fucking understand.
Part of long-standing plans to take over these areas, to bring in the New World Order, which is Greater Israel. It's been going on since the Jeffrey Epstein days, and actually for decades before it, actually a century before it, actually since the early 20th century, and like the early 1900s, when they talked about all these plans to roll out all this stuff. It's so incredible. Oh, hang on, we just got some serious breaking news. What's going on, Wolf? Oh, Jeff, breaking news. Donald Trump's almost been assassinated again. Just an armed suspect arrested outside Trump National Golf Course, moments before POTUS trip.
Another Fox News alert. A heavily armed man was arrested outside Trump National Golf Course in California ahead of the president's visit. Senior national correspondent Kevin Cork has the details. Kevin.
Hey, Jesse, an armed man said to be monitoring security planning activities arrested on Sunday with a cache of weapons and body armor. This is all happening outside of Trump National Golf Course just a couple of days before the president's visit.
It's the weekly Trump almost got assassinated. Is anyone actually against that at this point? Wouldn't that be just great? Although nothing would change. Absolutely nothing.
Again, nothing would change. But yes, Trump and Netanyahu should be completely executed for murder.
Nothing. Zero. Because he's just an actor. He's a puppet, just like all of them. I don't know why people can't get that. They're still under the mind control.
Yeah, I really. It's like how are they so dumb that they think that the president has any power? I really don't get it. Other than controlling some interior of itself, which it barely can even do that.
But Trump doesn't do anything. But they keep acting like he's almost getting killed all the time. They just keep doing this over and over. Everything seems like Groundhog's Day. The whole Strait of Hormuz. We're now well over 5 months into the Strait of Hormuz. We're in August. It started in February. There's been like over 150 peace deal Trump tweets. Still hasn't really been a peace deal. But have you noticed? The whole area continues to get destroyed. All the oil and gas infrastructure, the fertilizer, because it's all an agenda. I don't know why a lot of people can't see it. But it's quite obvious. That's why I said all the way back in February or March, this will they go on for a long time, and they're going to take out most of this oil, gas, and fertilizer. There's going to be massive famines in the next few years, reduce the world population dramatically, cause massive chaos, which they love. and the oil and gas stuff to basically blame on the upcoming market collapse, economic collapse, get more people into electric vehicles that they can control completely. Company Cantor Fitzgerald, but like Lucky Larry, another Jewish guy, by the way, just didn't go to work that day, had a dentist appointment or something. Everyone in this company died. It's still around, and they've actually been buying up over the last year. So a lot of there's been like a tariff rebate market, sort of like collateralized mortgage markets. They make all these markets, and so people who companies and stuff like that who say that they've actually lost due to these tariffs, but they're going to get them back at some point, which they've now gotten back, could sell those tariff rebates at a price less than 100% on the dollar. And apparently at one point it was down to like 10 or 20%. And who was buying it all? Howard Butlick and his sons and his firm, Cantor Fitzgerald. Yeah, back in February, internal Cantor Fitzgerald material.
The corruption is all there and documented, so it's time for all these motherfuckers, the accountability to kick in. But, you know, government never, there's no way for the people to hold the government accountable, but the government has 1,000 ways to hold the people accountable.
Said that the firm had already put a trade through for about $10 million of tariff refund rights, called IEPA rights, and claimed capacity to trade up to several $100 million of such rights. The structure described buy refund rights from importers for 20 to 30 cents on the dollar, then collect the full refund if the tariffs are struck down, implying 3 to 5 extra turns. How big could the profits be? $100 million in refund rights at 25 cents. They could have netted $75 million. But the letter in Activist Post say Cantor claimed it could scale to several $100 million in rights, which would imply profits in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And that's probably what Howard Butlick and his family and Cantor Fitzgerald made, hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, because they knew this was all a scam, a fraud, a swindle, and they knew it was going to get paid back. So they were just buying up from anyone who wanted to get some money back in case it wasn't refunded at 20 to 30% on the dollar. Easy money.
Wow.
Howard Butlick, by the way, was Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor. He went to Jeffrey Epstein's island
And best butt buddy.
twice with his kids, which is worse than going by yourself. And yeah, see how it all relates all the time? It all ties back to the same people, the same satanic pedophile club. A lot of them call themselves Jews, but they're not even Jews. That's another thing that they do. They're so nefarious and so good at what they do. And just yesterday, all of a sudden my X feed was full of this naked guy cutting himself up. I actually didn't even know who Perez Hilton was, so I'd never even really, I think I heard the name once, but I didn't know who it was. So I had to look it up, and he's some blogger in Hollywood. And who knows if that's real or what that was all about. But what's more interesting is to notice.
Again, what's his name showed a video on it, and the dude was a complete godtard, Jesus freak, retard, religious idiot. And this is usually the product when you brainwash them into this religion shit. This is what they all do.
Well, everyone was talking about that. Here's a guy.
He's programmed into a cult. It
was, I think, fairly well known. His name was Joe Feltz.
MK Ultra.
Apparently, I think he's like a Christian guy who talked a lot about Palestine and stuff like that.
Or we're living in the end times.
Oh no, that's somebody else.
The entire
Oh, that's somebody different. Sorry. This is who the fuck is this?
world focused on the Middle East. I figured I'd look to the Bible for answers. This is an 1884 Catholic Bible that says Palestine is the Holy Land. 1895 reference Bible that says Palestine is the Holy Land. And then an 1812 print that contains a write-up on Judea, Palestine, or the Holy Land. If you look at what the Bible says, it seems that they're trying to erase Palestine. I want to read one excerpt for you. Palestine, which comprehends the ancient country of Canaan, was occupied by 9 tribes of Israel. Israel is a tribe. Its many advantages and happy situation induced the neighboring and powerful kingdoms to attempt its subjection. Most of them succeeded in reducing to obedience and slavery the peaceable inhabitants. They have treated the conquered with utmost barbarity, not sparing old or young, women or helpless children.
Yeah, so everyone was talking about Perez Hilton, this Joe Phelps guy. No explanation given. Talking about Perez Hilton, this Joe Phelps guy just died. No explanation given. Didn't look very old or unhealthy. Didn't look particularly suicidal. That's what they do. Most of these things are like that.
Yeah, but he went full retard and started cutting himself on video or some shit.
Are you starting to get it yet? And it just
He
continued.
was clearly under some mind control shit. Oh, somebody was like saying he's possessed. I mean, who knows? He's possessed with something. Something's wrong when you do something like that.
It's on. Like, for example, Washington State in the U.S. just had its worst wildfires in its history as a state. And tons of homes burned down. But notice,
But check this
all
out.
the trees around the homes are untouched, and a bunch of blue items are untouched. But there's more to this story. Spokane, Washington recently just disallowed through a vote or something a major data center to be built there. A few weeks later, the whole place is burnt down.
What they just did in Spokane, Washington will make you sick to your stomach.
So you guys should pass a policy that puts a ban on data centers in our county because we have real problems.
They speak out and they get fucking laser beamed. Laser beamed.
There are so many reasons why this fire reminds people of exactly what we saw in Lahaina, Maui, and Paradise. The speed at which this fire tore through the city left people with almost no time to evacuate.
It's coming in so many different directions that we don't know how it started. No one's telling us.
Yet people kept reporting that there were no firefighters on the scene even hours after the first homes started burning down. And to top it all off, the fire itself seemed very strange.
Look at all the green grass and the green trees that should not be green.
A lot of the trees around the properties are fine. Street signs are untouched, but the
Untouched street signs. Trees and bushes.
cars in the driveways
But the cars are melted to shit. Unless it's blue. Unless your house is blue. Because the laser beam can't melt that shit for some reason.
completely melted, and the homes themselves have just vanished, turned into piles of ash. Homes gone, cars melted, but somehow buildings with blue paint and a lot of the trees were still standing.
All right, let's see if you can help answer this question. Why is everything completely...
Look, if it was a hot enough fire, that green bush would be burnt. The grass would be burnt. But it's like somebody focus a laser onto the vehicle in the house, and it didn't burn anything but the vehicle in the house.
turned into ash and dust.
except for...
You don't like our data centers! You motherfucking don't like it, we're gonna laser beam your asses!
this blue house. But then there's the real question.
Unless your house is blue, we like that color, we will leave that one alone.
Who would benefit from this? Well, let me tell you something. A Spokane County commissioner was reportedly having secret discussions with a company to build a massive data center in the area. The company in question is Apricus Energy Solutions. It has no record of building
Watch out for these fucking this cursed shit called Apricus.
anything before. Only 11 employees, but somehow they were ready to build a 1,000-watt data center.
No experience and no employees and no track record or nothing. How adorable.
In this area. When the plan came under fire, the commissioner claimed he didn't know about the company, but emails show he held secret Zoom
So he's lying.
calls with the CEO of Apricus, who was pushing for tax breaks for the project. Residents hated this plan, and just weeks before the town burned down, county commissioners were considering banning data centers altogether.
Yeah, Spain burning
That's right.
down after the U.S. and Israel set, and
They're gonna ban the data centers forever, permanently. Permanent ban. We're not getting mass surveilled. Go fuck yourself. Oh yeah, we're gonna laser beam you.
take down Spain. They're having the worst fires in their history. I noticed too. You never hear them really going crazy on the climate change stuff whenever there's these fires, which is like perfect for them. Got like world record fires, like never before seen fires all over the place, being started by these people. In the case of Spokane, they're doing it to get back at them because they didn't install a data center. In Spain, because they didn't support Israel. But notice, you don't see a lot of headlines about global warming or man-made climate change, because that doesn't fit their narrative anymore, because their data centers use so much water and so much electricity.
That narrative will never work if they push that too hard. The data centers will never get built. They'll have Greta up there at every data center site fucking with their fucking retard sign, and fucking none of them would ever get built.
That would be, I think, even
supposedly
too obvious for fluoridated, lethally injected, government indoctrinated people who've been chemtrailed.
So they've shut her down
for years. I think they'd even...
You won't be hearing from Greta for a while. Unless it's, hopefully maybe she'll speak for the Palestinians.
Notice. It's like, well, if you believe that, why are you building all these data centers?
And turn to the good side.
But the fires in Spokane were the same as in Maui, the same as in LA. Just burnt. Like, I don't know what could... Like, I'm trying to think. Okay, let's say there's a fire here. Now, I've got a blue roof. I'm pretty smart, so there's probably not going to be. I don't know how...
No, Jeff, I would paint the sidewalls blue too, bro. I know. I find a way. I don't know, man. I mean, I would be really, really cautious and I'd paint everything blue. Even the sidewalls. Not just the roof. I'm serious.
How you would...
If they can hit your sidewall, they'll do it.
Burn this down with a fire to, like, ash. It's all concrete. Now, a lot of homes in the U.S., it's a third world country, so it's, like, mostly wood and stuff.
It's probably coming from such a height that you won't have to worry about that, let's hope.
But still, it has concrete bases and stuff.
Angle.
And you barely see any of it. It just gets turned into ash, sort of like World Trade Center 7.
This is World Trade Center 7 just before it collapsed on September the 11th, 2001. It had not been hit by an aircraft. It had been damaged by falling debris and fire. But by 5:20...
Literally, this thing falls perfectly at a symmetrical rate like this. At a free fall rate. What does that mean? That means that 80 plus reinforced concrete steel columns had to be completely severed at the exact same fucking time for a free fall. For a rate of free fall. Symmetrical rate of free fall. Bam. Literally impossible, no plane hit it. It's called demolition, retards. In fact, the people who did this job on this Building 7 months ahead of time, you gotta, it's like art. This is like art.
PM, most of the fires have been extinguished.
Like, this is the perfect demo. I mean, it's perfect demolition from a perspective of a demolition person.
Although the building was 47 stories high,
See on the roof, that AC unit completely collapsed already.
it doesn't fall sideways, nor collapse unevenly.
Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. Now that is perfection, man. Right into its own little footprint.
To have happened, all of the building's vertical supports must have given way at almost exactly the same time.
Yeah, these strange things just seem to happen, all being done by the same people.
And the other two World Trade Centers, anyway.
Starting again?
Yeah, there's a lot of concrete missing, like some type of, like they might have used energy weapons as well as the demolition to kind of disintegrate some of the it's weird because you would think there would have been a lot more concrete piled up high, but it was just, anyway.
Yeah.
It was just turned to dust. A lot of dust.
Hey, you're not moving your way out of this. Yeah, you see in Spokane, it's houses.
Trees still standing, cars melted. This wasn't a wildfire. Houses left, very little debris.
With very little debris are gone. Trees still standing, cars melted. This wasn't a wildfire.
Now, look at the damage from these laser beams. Like, they're not leaving any debris left. They're just smelting everything into ash. These things are getting more powerful. I mean, look at compared to the last times, several times they've used these things in Hawaii and all over around the world. Look how it's really getting. Look how powerful they are now. I mean, they're really melting them good. I mean, there's nothing left. Except the grass and grass and trees everywhere. Grass.
Trees still standing, cars melted.
This can literally move right back into the grass and have to mow the lawn in a couple days.
This wasn't a wildfire. Yeah, remember in LA?
The blue van!
The retro blue Volkswagen van.
Everything is destroyed but the blue van!
Actually survived deadly Los Angeles fires.
It didn't even get the white. The white helped.
Because they're not natural. Starting to understand why I got a blue roof. They haven't painted those ones yet, but they're going to be blue.
That's why Jeff has a blue roof. Very smart, very smart.
Guarantee you they're going to be blue. Some of the only ways to survive what they're doing. I've seen a bunch of people, they're like, I know a firefighter. He says it's just, natural. It's like, well, do you know, have you looked into what they've been doing? Ask them why nothing blue burns in these fires, or trees, in the forest fires. See, a lot of these people are,
how is it that in these forest fires, everything burns but the forest? You can't make this shit up. It's mind-boggling.
I don't want to say too much bad about them, but they've been indoctrinated their whole lives. And
all these young retards think their government is perfect, and they're mentally ill because they watch the propaganda from the government, the intelligence agencies run the Mockingbird media.
The certain things, they don't pay attention, they have no clue what's going on. And they don't notice these things, and if they do, they just don't really, they're like, well, that was just weird. Just weird, that can just happen. Well, the trees have some water in the trees. So that's probably why it didn't burn. It's like never, the trees never burn in the wildfires, in forest fires. Anyways, you know how much you can do. A lot of these people are so toxic now with the chemtrails, the mind control, the fluoride in the water that they bathe in, the aluminum and barium from the chemtrails that they never seem to notice. It's incredible. No chemtrails here, though. Pretty lucky here. We've also got a weather buster here. That might help too, but I've never actually seen like a true chemtrail strip.
Bro, dude, it looks like you've been doing some cloud bursting, bro. Like that movie, with what's his name? When they stare at goats, men stare at goats or some shit. You got to get the cloud bursting going, bro. You're not doing it right. It looks like somebody did some
freak here. And not really ever in Acapulco either. I've been quite lucky. Sometimes you're just blessed. But speaking of the AI and the data centers, Trump pre-crime AI plan would mine ordinary citizen data to flag threats before any crime is committed. Yeah, we're headed into Minority Report before any...
Trump pre-crime AI plan / Minority Report would mine ordinary citizen data to flag threats before any crimes committed. This is not going to happen. You're not allowed to have cameras everywhere to watch us, okay? You're not allowed to have any of this. You can't have that, okay? We're not going to live in a world where we're little babies and we're going to be in a prison. Free people don't do that. We will kill you and chop your heads off and put them on a fucking stick. You understand? And sleep like a baby.
Crime is committed. Yeah, we're headed into Minority Report. But the AI and the governments are controlled by satanic pedivores, and they'll just find whatever they want to find or make up whatever they want, and that's it. You're going to jail and concentration camps. Well, the people actually doing all these crimes, like all these fires...
And they got the flock cameras, and now they got these companies that can alter the video on the flock cameras now. You can't make this shit up, these fucking people.
Nothing ever happens to them. It's incredible. But with all this technology stuff going on, like there's so much to it. I know some people are like, oh, it's not going to take most people's jobs. It's like, I've seen a lot with AI at this point. I've been pretty deep into it for about a year. It's going to take most people's jobs. In the next year or two. It's going to be crazy. So just that alone is going to be crazy, but there's so much more to it. Like the fact that it's controlled by satanic pedivores who are now going to do the pre-crime stuff. Like, all I have to do is put in one of my videos. I already, did a hate speech against Israel and Jews 1,000 times in this video. Straight to the concentration camps. Well, they're going to have to come and get me. Got 40 dogs. Got about 30 people. Got a lot of weapons. And if they get me, they get me. Just 3D video game. Be an awesome ending anyway. Got all the pugs. You got us, right? Who is that? Last Lolo. Yeah, I got you. We're pretty tough, us pugs. I know we don't look like much, but we're full of muscle. We're just packed with muscle. Come around here. I know those cheese talk tough, but, look at my neck. My neck's bigger than most of those cheese. Yeah. But like I was saying about basically the singularity that's coming up and how this stuff is just ramping up. Rudolf Steiner actually had a great quote about it. This was 100 years ago, so this is before computers or anything. He was already talking like this. Man will continue to invent technologies outside of himself until he either destroys the world, sound familiar, or realizes that everything he's created is an inferior copy of the technologies that exist within himself. The question is, which will come first? That's what I've been saying. All the things that you think maybe technology is good for the most part, like the internet, oh, I can make calls to my family. We have telepathic community capabilities. It's been mostly dumbed out of us and toxified out.
Maybe there was a time when our vessels had its technologies less dampened.
And no one's taught us how to even use those capabilities for so long that most of us have forgotten it. I know numerous people who have it. They live in my house. So all of these technologies that are made with microchips and stuff, it's far inferior to what you can actually do if you do the work. You gotta do a lot of work. But you can actually do all that stuff, and that's what Rudolf Steiner was talking about, which is so incredible, because he's talking about it. I think radio might have just been invented. He was already saying that man will use these things to destroy the world. Because most of these people, including these satanic pedivores, are so disconnected from source. That's what, Elon Musk is always talking about, let's go to Mars, we're destroyed this planet already. So will you just stop it? Will you just do the work and connect with the Creator? But of course, so many of these people are so far gone and evil at this point, they don't even hear you. They just think you're crazy. But Rudolf Steiner also talked about vaccines like 100 years ago. Like, this guy was prescient. He talked about how they're going to eliminate the soul with medicine. More than 100 years ago, Rudolf Steiner wrote the following: "In the future, we'll eliminate the soul with medicine. Under the pretext of a healthy point of view and trusting the science, there will be a lethal injection vaccine by which the human body will be treated as soon as possible directly at birth." Sound familiar? They get about 50 in the US, which is sick. "So that the human being cannot develop the thoughts of the existence of soul and spirit."
The thought of existence of soul and spirit.
To mere materialistic doctors will be entrusted the task of removing the soul of humanity. As today, people are vaccinated against this disease or that disease. They're doing this 100 years ago. So in the future, children will be lethally injected, vaccinated with a substance that can be produced precisely in such a way that people, thanks to this vaccination, will be immune to being subjected to the madness of spiritual life. He would be extremely smart, but he would not develop a conscience, and that is the true goal of some materialistic circles. With such a vaccine, you could easily make the etheric body loose in the physical body. Once the etheric body is detached, the relationship between the universe and the etheric body would become extremely unstable, and man would become an automaton, for the physical body of man must be polished on this earth by spiritual will. So the vaccine becomes a kind of arymanic force. Man can no longer get rid of a given materialistic feeling. He becomes materialistic of constitution and can no longer rise to the spiritual. He said that like in the 1800s.
He lived 1861 to 1925, and this dude was saying shit like this. This evil shit, bro. This evil fucking shit of trying to disconnect your etheric body from the physical one. It's bullshit. I mean, what he wants to do, wanting to do that is bullshit. Because yes, you have an etheric body. That's what I'm talking about. And there's beings in the ether that you can't see as well. And you have an etheric body, vessel. Your physical, your vessel is not just physical. You have chakras. It's electromagnetic, which is multi-dimensional or multifaceted, however you want to call it.
And that's what I've been saying, especially with these new mRNA lethal injections. They actually change your DNA so that you're not fully human anymore. Your DNA, basically, they've also taken out numerous strands and made it, and this is like on different levels, different dimensional levels, so that we can't actually be like those avatar beings that we're supposed to be. And the vaccines, they give babies like 50 of them now when they're born, which is so sick. Like,
yeah,
if I even saw it,
I mean, it is mind-boggling that these retard mothers sit there and allow their babies to be jabbed when this has never happened before, and nobody in their right mind would do this. And they just watch the news, which is all a psychological operation by intelligence, Mockingbird Media, the military, the government, and run and owned by a monopoly, Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. It's all the same caps. It's all run by the powers that shouldn't be. The same capstone at the top runs the entire pyramid below. This hierarchy that should not exist in a free world.
a doctor about to inject a baby with a vaccine or circumcise, genitally mutilate
circumcising, that is insane. That's insane.
A baby?
I can't believe my parents were so fucking dumb.
I'm not sure if I could hold back enough to not kill him right there. It's a good thing I don't see it. So I know it's happening out there, but I'm not going to go searching for it. And, you know, I'll be dead or in jail pretty quick anyway. But if I did happen to see it, if I see a doctor, he's like loading up a vaccine for like a brand new soul, his head would probably explode with the force of how hard I hit him. And then I just have to deal with whatever happens after that. But I have to do that. Like I could not stand by and watch that. But so many people just do it willingly because they're under the mind control. It's so sick. But that's what a lot of this stuff's about. Like Rudolf Steiner 100 years ago was talking about how they got all these vaccines and stuff. Yeah, they've been doing this for a long, long time. Dr. Fauci is just another in a long history of snake oil salesmen who's actually trying to kill people and destroy them. And they continue on. They're actually doing this in Denmark still, right now. A silent cull of 65-plus-year-olds is underway in Finland and Denmark. GSK is launching a, drum roll please, 33,600-person study to see, let's just see, whether elderly people who get the shingles vaccine, Shingrix, are less likely to develop any form of dementia, including Alzheimer's, compared to those who get a placebo shot. The study, which will take place in Finland, will likely be one of the largest trials ever conducted for the disease. Alzheimer's is...
By the way, placebos prove that we heal ourselves.
Mostly caused by aluminum, which are now spraying with everyone. And even, you might say, oh, but my grandma, she had Alzheimer's like 40 years ago, and there wasn't a lot of chemtrails back then. Yeah. Did you notice what she was drinking out of?
Yeah, there was.
Almost every day, probably a Coca-Cola can that was made.
Yeah, and they had all kinds of bad shit back then. I mean, my parents got fucked. My grandfather lived longer than both of my parents. He's from a previous generation. He lived to 90. Both of my parents, neither fucking one of them made it to 80. Neither one of them made it even close to 80. Well, they made it close, my mom. But my grandfather, from a previous generation before my mom and dad, obviously, lived 15, 16 years longer than my parents got to live. They didn't get to live as nearly as long as my grandfather, who, by the way, would have lived longer if he didn't get tricked into the goddamn flu shot, the dumb fucker. And he quit drinking, too. He should have never quit after drinking that long. That was crazy.
Out of aluminum. And over time, it basically destroys your brain. But no, they're going to go out and
he drank every day till he was 90-something. Maybe the last 6 months he quit drinking or something, which he shouldn't, like I said, he shouldn't have done that. You can't drink that long and then cold turkey quit, dude. What are you, stupid?
Jacked 33,000. Oh, it never is. It's so obvious. Oh, I'm sure it's just another coincidence, Jeff. Don't watch these videos. You're too stupid. I'm not saying that like I want to hurt your feelings. I'm like, you're wasting your time. I think most of you guys get it. The unfortunate thing is that I'm mostly just on BitChute and Vigilante.tv and not seen by that many people.
But I try to get Jeff on YouTube here. I get him, how you call it, spread the truth around. I spread him and Max Egan. I also show Max Egan as well. I show a lot of people.
Maybe a lot more people would wake up, or maybe not. I think they're mostly all gone. They're so drugged up and mind controlled now. Yeah, they're still injecting people with all these vaccines. Gonna kill off another 33,000 old people. And all the people doing it, they never pay any price whatsoever, like Donald Trump, Operation Warp Speed, Dr. Fauci, he's still sitting there. He's like, well, no, I didn't, make it in a lab in Wuhan. It's like, no one who has a brain would ever say you did. You tried to kill everyone and you know it. I swear, all serial killers have the same glasses. There's one serial killer there that has killed millions of people. The other guys are amateurs.
The other guys are total amateurs.
So hopefully you've avoided the lethal injections. If you haven't, there's still some potential chance for hope for you.
They're all fucking amateurs.
But even if you have, you're probably still getting all kinds of things that are making you sick. Unless you live on like an organic mango farm, a million miles from anywhere, no radiation, no Wi-Fi. You've got lead roofs for the Starlink, which these are lead, by the way, for that reason. They also told people lead paint needs to be illegal because kids will lick it and die. No, it's so they can't see, they want to be able to see inside your house with their 5 and 6G. Anyway, there's still lots of ways you can...
They can literally take pictures of your house with frequency height, but now it's...
Protect yourself from all this stuff. Like I'm doing that. I'm so happy, I've got these Tesla machines. They are the best. Almost every day someone here's got a problem, and we just cure it. Just fix it right away. Almost everybody. So many people in the Tesla club now, they're always posting stuff like...
Oh my god. Pipe down with that shit. Oh, so how's everybody doing, man? How's everybody doing? Yeah, I was watching that fucking movie, Men Who Stare at Goats, George Clooney or whatever the fuck. And he's cloud bursting and shit. Practicing cloud bursting. How's everybody doing today? Friday. Happy Friday, sir. That's crazy. Fucking banks. I hate banks. Fucking cursed. Fuck. Come on, man.
Of 1999, we...
This fucking pile of shit.
This is the beginning of the death of the dollar. The world has had enough of the United States' geopolitical and socioeconomic hegemony. They're going to do everything they can to manipulate the markets in the run-up to the elections in November, which isn't far away, a couple of months away. And after that, the war is going to ramp up. It's not a government, it's a crime syndicate. And by the way, it's not capitalism, it's fascism. According to Mussolini, the merger of state and corporate powers. You're talking about what they're doing. How about the United States investing in Intel and all these other companies and buying shares in them?
It's my
far worse.
What are you doing? They shit, dude, you can't do that. That's not your job. Government has lost its head.
It's not going to be the Great Depression, it's going to be the greatest depression.
Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Liana Petrova with a new episode of World Affairs in Context. Today I'm thrilled to be joined by Gerald Celente, the founder of the Trends Research Institute. Gerald is a very popular American author, business consultant, publisher, and trend forecaster. For more than 40 years, Gerald has analyzed the interdiction joining. So many things. When I watch your videos and interviews, I often hear you repeat a phrase that I believe resonates with so many of us. I know.
I'm a political atheist.
Oh, it certainly resonates with me. You often argue that when all else fails, they take you to war, and it is so true. The war in Iran is of course, war of choice, and now we are in August, and still diplomacy is virtually non-existent, despite the fact that the United States spent more than $130 billion on this war already as of June of this year, I believe. And recent reports and
imagine all the food and shelter and clothes and things that we could have bought here for ourselves, for the children and our world right around us, right here at home, and made the world around us better and increased our quality of life for everybody. It made the world worth living.
And polls indicate that half of Americans actually struggle to afford groceries and gasoline. Gerald, how does today's geopolitical landscape fit that historical pattern of the famous quote that both you and I really appreciate, when all else fails, they take you to war?
The United States has become the country, and I'm heartbroken, by the way, to see what's going on. We became the country that our founding fathers fought against, Great Britain, where the sun never sets on the British Empire. And they got these little clown freaks
So why do you still legitimize government and the money any system?
morons and imbeciles call
Well, there's no way he doesn't legitimize the money. He knows the money can be,
the royal family. A little bunch of clowns dressed up in costumes. Shove this royalty crap up you know what. The sun never sets on the British Empire. We're slaughtering people all over the world, but you have to say it properly. When they killed when they occupied India, they said the numbers like 400 million people died during that time because of what the English were doing. So anyway, going back to it, war after war after war after war. What happened after World War I? Death of the British pound. They destroyed themselves, and up went the dollar. Now here we are, America. War after war after war. What's going on with the economy?
destroying itself.
When you look at Fortune magazine, they report that the debt in the United States, it's not 40 trillion, which is a lot. 126 trillion when you put in Social Security and all the other government debt coming up.
Yeah, they don't even add the real debt. It's not even the real debt. What they owe way more than that. They owe kinds of shite.
And what do? More war, more war, more war. One little war-mongering piece of scum crap president since World War II. Hey, like the Korean War? Oh, we lost that. No, we didn't. We made an agreement. Oh, you lost it. Hey, how about the Vietnam War? Oh, I grew up during that time. I'm the same age as Trump. He got 5 draft deferments. Again, I did everything I could to beat the draft. And I got to make this clear. As a young kid, I was stupid enough to believe the crap that the mainstream media was selling. If we don't stop those
commies,
they're going to take over Asia. The dominoes will keep falling before they hit the shores of California. I just want to get my brains blown out. But then, as I grew,
that's what the North Korean and South Korean War and North Vietnam, all these wars were trying to stop communism. It's as dumb as it's the dumbest excuse ever to have a war. It's war. War is a crime. You should never ever disagree with your fellow man so badly that you're going to kill each other. That's complete stupidity and shows a complete lack of love for your fellow man, for one, and the lack of understanding and intelligence of being able to agree to disagree. Not everybody is going to agree on everything. You let people be free. You don't have authority over them. You respect their freedom.
Grew up, I became a political atheist when the Iran War broke out back in the late 1970s. One of my books, Trend Tracking, far better than Megatrends Time magazine. It's when 1978, 77, when it just began the Iranian conflict, and they taught us to hate Iran, just like they do now. How come? Why those go back? Another freaky little piece of skunk crap clown that morons and imbeciles looked up to, Winston Churchill, that gave us World War I and World War II, they didn't release the telegrams until about 2013 between him and Kermit Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt's grandson, back in 1953, when Churchill said, we got to overthrow the government of Mossadegh. That's after they threw out the Shah's dirty old man, because Mossadegh had the nerve to say that oil in Iran does not belong to Anglo-Iranian oil, better known today as BP, or Standard Oil, better known today as ExxonMobil. It belongs to Iranian people. No, it doesn't. They overthrew the government of Mossadegh, brought in the Savak, the secret police that made the SS look good, and brought in that dictator, the Shah. So when the revolution happened in 1978, that's when I became a political atheist. And I realized that they're lying about everything. And by the way, I started investing in gold and oil futures. And a $10,000 bet, back then I brought to almost $750,000. I was a young guy, lost most of it. But anyway, that's when I started to learn you have to look what's going on around the world and not listen to the crap spewing out of the prostitute media whores that get paid to put out by their corporate pimps in a country near you. So anyway, going back to now, the Iranian war. As I said, you think the United States would have invaded Iraq, Syria, or Libya if their major export was broccoli? Look what Trump's lied. Oh, hey, you vote for me. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars, all right? Hey, I'm going to bring peace on earth, all right? They're slaughtering people, innocent people in the Caribbean, saying that they're dealing drugs to bring them to America, 1,500 miles away in a speedboat. Who are you talking to? Remember, that's the baloney that they started selling? They overthrow the government of Maduro. And what happened? He bragged about taking their oil. You got it? That's where we still are with the Iran war going on. And you look at oil prices and what they've done to the global economy, it's destroyed it. Two warmongers start an illegal war.
He's talking about war criminal Satan Yahoo. Netanyahu / Milikowski, the Polak. He's a dumb fucking retard Polak. And war criminal pedophile, well-known, proven, confirmed, sued, and lost pedophile Trump.
And it cost 8 billion people the price. And think about it. 8 billion people can't stop two warmongers.
Absolutely. I was actually shocked yesterday to learn that as all of this mess is going on, Washington actually effectively intervened to save Japan's currency. And I would like to get your thoughts on that. So, as you know very well, and I'm sure all of our viewers know, Washington spent decades and decades accusing countries like China, for example, of currency manipulation. Well, now the United States is intervening to support the yen. And of course, the intervention likely isn't really about being friends with Japan or about saving Japan, as Besant sort of alluded to. It's really about preventing the U.S. Treasury market crisis. So is this hypocrisy, or has the global financial system become so incredibly fragile that the United States, the Trump administration, now has no choice but to effectively rig the game?
Both of what you said is true. Again, they're selling, they're dumping out of Treasury. It's a crisis. And again, you're looking at the debt level in the United States. And the higher it goes up, the more they have to pay. And they don't have it. And it's making a very bad situation. With the hypocrisy of this. The hypocrisy right in front of our eyes. And again, that guy Besant, he's the clown boy, the Treasury head. This is a jerk that's also said yesterday, on Monday, that the Strait of Hormuz will be opened up today. It's not. So it's, again, look what the United States did with that other clown down in Argentina. Milei bailing him out $40 billion because of their currency going down. It's not a government, it's a crime syndicate. And by the way, it's not capitalism, it's fascism. According to Mussolini, the merger of state and corporate powers. You're talking about what they're doing. How about the United States investing in Intel and all these other companies and buying shares in them? It's the merger of state and corporate power.
Again, imagine this. This government has the nerve to audit the people while it turns around and gives your money to Israel, Ukraine, Argentina, Japan, corporations. It's mind-boggling. They audit you while it's in debt itself out of thin air. It's mind-boggling.
Words. And what I just reported today, that Trump's son-in-law, Kushner, they did a $55 billion deal or something with Saudi Arabia? I mean, it's a joke.
The corruption is so mind-bogglingly overt and
bad joke. It's a sick joke. And again, it's every country around the world. It's
so blatant.
What's going on in Germany? You got that BlackRock.
It's flagrant.
Guy Mertz over there, that's the chancellor. What is his approval rating? 18%? As the people going broke and the rich keep getting richer. Look what's happening in the elections in the United States. Again, this trend forecast it's not like what you want, what you like, what you wish for. It's what is. Gen Z revolution. Again, I'm a Bronx, New York guy, and I know New York. And they elect this guy Mondani that nobody ever heard of as the mayor of New York, 34 years old. How come? Gen Z. They have no future. They're broke and busted. What's going on in India? Oh, the cockroach party. Oh, the cockroach party? Oh, yeah, the judge up there made fun of Gen Z, called them a bunch of cockroaches. And this guy made fun of that, started a cockroach party. Where they have now? Within inside of 2 months? 25 million followers? They have no future. The world has been taken over by the bigs. Hey, once upon a time there was a thing called off with their heads. I wonder why.
Yeah, that's out the window. Otherwise, we wouldn't be getting fucking anal raped every second by these fucking fuckers in government. Politicians.
Billionaires, trillionaires, and these little scum don't give a penny for peace. I launched a movement to occupy peace over a decade ago. Major rallies, no support, zero. One of my tenants, I have 3 of the most historic buildings in America. It's the most historic 4 corners in America, Kingston, New York. You can look it up. Kingston was the 3rd Dutch settlement. Anyway, one of my tenants in the 1763 Dr. Jensen house was Buffett's son. Yep, Peter Buffett.
We don't give a fuck.
Never gave me a penny for peace rallies that we had. Not one penny. So what I'm saying is, you look at the data. Since they started the COVID war back in 2020, on Chinese Lunar New Year, the year of the rat, the numbers are all there. The billionaires got richer and richer and richer and richer. Look at the U.S. equity markets.
Exponentially.
There's no relationship between Wall Street
By
and
these events.
Main Street. 1%. 1% owns 54% of the equities. And then when you put the 10% in, 93%, which means 90% of the people are plantation workers of Slavelandia. And it's a phony market controlled by the bigs.
I know that as a trend forecaster, probably the most popular trend forecaster, you have warned for years that unprecedented money printing would ultimately end in a debt crisis. So as we know, the money supply M2 has been growing, and it's sort of that exponential growth that it just keeps going and going and going. So are we entering the final stage of that cycle now? Is this truly maybe a situation similar to, let's say, 2008, or are we in a far worse situation right now with so many geopolitical and economic and financial issues sort of colliding all at the same time, sort of a perfect storm?
Far worse. This is not going to be the Great Depression. This is going to be the greatest depression. And going back to, this is the death of the dollar. As I said, we became the country our founding fathers fought against. War after war after war. One of my sayings is, the business of America is war, and the business of China's business. The 20th century was the American century, but the 21st century is going to be the Chinese century. This is going to be the dot-com bust 2.0. Again, in your Trends Journal, going back to, I have it here, here it is, 1999 when it was a weekly, now it's a quarter, when it was a quarterly, now it's a weekly. It's only $2.59 a week, trendsjournal.com. .com this is the autumn of 1999, we said the dot-com bust would happen by the second quarter of 2000. The dot-com bust is going to happen. Trends are born, they grow, they mature, reach old age, and die. You don't invest all your money in the infant that was born 4 years ago. The business of China is business. China is investing very heavily in high-tech and AI. Again, before I go back to that, I want to talk about the death of the dollar before I forget that. Again, we became the country that our founding fathers fought against. The BRICS and others are going to unite for a new global currency.
Folks, what our predecessors supposedly fought against is what is right now. This is what, and here it is. So it was for nothing. All those people died for nothing, unless you fight for freedom now.
See, and the dollar's going to go down. Now, going back to the dot-com bust and why this is going to be the worst market crash, it's going to be much worse than the crash of '29 or the dot-com bust of 2000. And worse than 2008. We took out the domain name, the Panic of '08 in 2007. Now, I'll tell you why it's going to be a lot worse. Because of the trillions of dollars in debt that they're investing in AI as China's going to take the lead.
It's all a crock of shit, and it's all a crock of shit.
Again,
I don't know.
You look at the trends to the way they are, not the way you...
I don't know what else. I can't keep going here. Appreciate you guys. It's dizzying. What's up? What up, Dominic? How's England doing today? How's the weather over there today? What's up, Mess and Melt? Tom. Evaldus. All right. Evaldus is busy working. He has to work. Slaving, as he puts it. Because that's what it is. But at least he said hello. At least he said hello. That's really cool. Appreciate that, Eval. Appreciate that, Eval. Tom. You hanging in there, Tom? You all right? You okay, bud? Hoobity-dooba-dooba-dooba-dooba-dooba-dooba.
Look, I got to say,
It's gone too far. This crap has to stop. We have to do something.
say this, and I got to say I don't agree with what's going on.
What are we doing? Like seriously, what actually are we doing here?
Major unpopular opinion. If both parents have to work 40 freaking hours a week just to try to live a normal life, the system's not working.
You know what's got me hot and bothered today? Is that the government has the audacity to audit like normal people, normal everyday people on their taxes, yet they'll also give big corporations billions of dollars in bailouts.
Living in America right now, it just pisses me off.
for them to think we believe any of this crap anymore. I truly thought we lived in a free country. I don't even believe in elections anymore. You got kids? It's just, this all just pisses you off. Like, we have a vested interest to fix this country.
So I just built this subdivision where I go get my lashes done. And I'm passing by and I'm realizing, look at all these flock cameras. They're everywhere. Every street, look.
This is fucking nuts.
That's crazy. One right there.
Every 10 feet, bro.
We got two more over here.
It's literally like every 50 feet there's a goddamn fucking huge solar panel with a flock camera on it.
I feel like we're living the Truman Show.
Yeah, that is. Look at that. Not to mention, look at that cookie cutter fucking neighborhood. Cookie cutter neighborhood. St. Pete. Flock camera blocker.
We are living in the dumbest timeline that never seems to end.
They're burning books. Yeah, so fat. Physical media is important. Like very. What the fuck is going on?
You've probably already seen some people depressively talking about AI companies that are buying, scanning, and shredding rare books, potentially destroying the only remaining copy of some important historical evidence. But I want you to understand the true depth of what's happening.
The other day I bought this truck, and I'm pretty sure my dealer hid a GPS tracker in there and didn't tell me. So this company, CarRx, emails me and says, hey, your dealer paid for a year of our service, congratulations. Just sign up on the website and you're good to go. So I dig into the terms and conditions, and of course they're going to sell all your data to marketing firms and whatnot, of course. This is the interesting part. They can track everything about your car, everything, location, mileage, braking events, all of it. So I start thinking, how do they know all that information?
Cornering events. I mean, it's like built for the insurance companies.
About my car if they don't have some sort of GPS tracker on it. And that's when I realized
/ Big Brother.
That they probably already did, and sure enough, a Google search confirmed it. There is probably a tracker on that car right now, and we're going to go look for it. According to the internet, these trackers are usually around the OBD ports. Let's take a look.
Around the OBD ports.
Well, there's nothing plugged in. I don't think so. So let's. Okay. Hold on. So this looks like some sort of Y cable. Where does this go? So this is clearly the pass-through wires for the OBD, and then the Y cable comes off. Pull on this and see what I can find. Oh my god! And that confirms it. It's got an IMEI, and so that means it has a SIM card in it. It can track you anywhere. The craziest part is that this was not sitting out for me to see, saying, hey, that's your CarRx module. It was tucked away and hidden. They didn't want me to find this.
So I decided to go to the gun range today, you know, like an American, and tell me why there are 4 cameras pointing into the entrance of the parking lot. Not the street, into the entrance so they can read every license plate that comes in here. Yeah, no, I love this. I love this. I'm sure there's no ulterior motive behind this either.
Let me tell you about the American healthcare system and how it's fraudulent as shit. I needed an MRI. I called and I was like, how much is it for out of patient? You know, out of pocket patient. They're like, it's about $800. Alright, I got health insurance, so you know. The most I pay is $800 out of pocket, right? That's what you think. So I go, get it done, have my health insurance cover it. Now I get this big ass bill right here. I'm like, how are you gonna charge me more than double what I would have paid out of pocket? I guess because I didn't ask more questions. Now I know. But this is America. This is our healthcare system. It's a joke.
You know what I'm really getting tired of? That where tonight over 600,000 people will sleep out in the streets because they're homeless. A country where you can go find veterans sleeping under bridges. A country where first and second graders are doing active shooter drills in between math and recess. A country who has more people incarcerated than any other country in the world. We have over 2 million people in cages. And up to 40% of them haven't even been convicted yet. A country where we haven't adjusted the minimum wage in 15 years, even with the inflation we have seen. We're the only developed country where life expectancy is going backwards.
I am a medical lab scientist, and I'm going to tell you something that I probably shouldn't about the healthcare system. Every time that you walk through the door, you are being robbed. I'm not talking about pharmacy benefit managers. I'm not talking about malpractice. I am not talking about for-profit systems and private equity taking advantage of pricing models because need is there, and you have no other option but to pay or to die. There is a cottage industry within healthcare that healthcare workers know about, but the general public do not. Every single step of healthcare, matter of fact, every single step of our current economic organization is plagued with middlemen. People that sit there and ask for money while you try and cross a bridge that was naturally formed by the land a million years ago. The industry that I am talking about is the travel healthcare industry. I have worked travel healthcare for about half of my near-decade career in healthcare. And I want to be very transparent about the pay in the industry, not as a flex, but because I think one of the reasons that we find ourselves with the amount of disparity as far as wealth is concerned in this country is because we don't talk about pay often enough. As a travel tech, I make about $60 an hour. After tax, that's what hits my bank for every hour I work. I make about $60 an hour. It's not a huge amount of money. But you know, if I work 4 contracts a year, that's still low 6 figures, which is well above the median of permanent staff in my field. The thing that should piss you off on that isn't that a guy with a bachelor's degree makes 6 figures. It's that I only see half of that. Facilities that bring me on usually pay about $120 an hour for me to be there, from previous conversation with managers about pay and whatnot. They arrange the initial contact for the contract. They bring me on site. They deal with payroll. They deal with my health insurance, which is meager. And then they pocket the rest of it. And the funny thing is, they outsource absolutely everything. I've been dealing with payroll issues the last couple of weeks because payroll wasn't set up properly. And I've been speaking with a lot of people in the Philippines, and I figured out that they outsource their payroll, you know, the extra $60 an hour that they earn off of my hard labor, where I get my ass kicked every single night, staffing 18 different roles as one person on a graveyard shift in the middle of nowhere. They outsource that labor. And I'm sure they outsource other pieces of their labor. And I might get into some shit for saying that, but middlemen are everywhere in both healthcare and every other part of our economy. If you aren't angry right now, you're not paying attention. So, next time you walk through a hospital, just remember, you're being robbed. Not by the people that care. Because there are plenty that care and that want to see you do better and have a great outcome and get on with your life. But by the seedy car salesmen that have infiltrated every aspect of the job.
Yo, last year I had a flip phone, I had no social media, I was trying to be completely as offline as possible. What I found is that you cannot do anything. You can't go anywhere, you can't hang out with anyone. You don't know where anyone is, you don't know what's happening. You can't even like work a job, really. You can't do anything. And I find it so interesting that
So how's everybody doing on a Friday afternoon, early Friday afternoon? What's everybody up to today? We got Dominic, Messamel, Tom, Evaldus, Tattoo Master, If I ever get a tattoo, it will be by Ebaldus, which I probably will never get a tattoo. But if I do, very small, Ebal. But I won't. Let's see.
We're getting to Gaza. We're getting to Gaza. Israel did even more horrific things there. There's also supposed to be a ceasefire there.
Yeah, as you might recall, Jake, last week the Trump administration announced Hamas had committed to disarm so long as Israel were to withdraw from Gaza and stop attacking, among other long-term conditions. The Israeli government shot down the deal and proceeded to ramp up attacks on Gaza. 6 Palestinians were killed by Israeli airstrikes Saturday. One struck near a hospital, destroyed medical supplies. A woman named Fatima Sharab stated, we went to sleep under a new ceasefire deal. Trump announced a ceasefire and things were going in the right direction. We slept peacefully, happily, thinking that the situation would get better from the next day onward. The camp here is made up of tents, a warehouse for kidney medications for dialysis patients. So what was the problem? What did we do wrong? You can't even tell where your own tent was or where your belongings are. Today, we have no shelter. I don't even know what to say anymore. Fast forward 24 hours. The next day, an Israeli strike killed a bridegroom and a child. An eyewitness said this. He was preparing his tent for his wedding. Then he was torn apart in it. Same day, an entire family was killed by another strike. The victims were a pregnant mother, a father, their 5-year-old son. Again, the IDF never really abided by last year's ceasefire in the first place. Since the ceasefire agreement went into effect nearly 10 months ago, Israel has, like clockwork, violated the terms of the deal on a daily basis. Over 1,250 Palestinians have been killed, including over 300 children, in routine airstrikes, shelling, and shooting. Israel has not allowed in the agreed-upon levels of humanitarian aid and life essentials, blocked the entry of reconstructions, equipment and shelters, refused to fully open the border crossing, gradually pushed in its ground troops further westward from what was supposed to be an initial line of withdrawal of 53% of Gaza to now controlling nearly 70% of the enclave. In total, 18 Palestinians have been killed since the Hamas disarmament deal was announced. Like clockwork, Jack.
Yeah. So there's a lot to get out of there. I'm going to tell you a detail here that's just heartbreaking. But so first of all, those poor people, they actually believe Trump. And to be fair to Trump, because we try really hard to be fair here, like he's not faking this particular ceasefire. He really did do a deal with Hamas where Hamas would lay down their weapons, and he seems to think that Israel's going to withdraw, but they're never going to withdraw. They've said it 1 million times, and they're supposed to, at a bare minimum, withdraw back to taking 53% of Gaza, and then they're supposed to withdraw from there as well. But they're at 70% of Gaza now, and Netanyahu said after the ceasefire, no, we're not withdrawing from a single
he's
inch.
Lost his mind. Dude, these people are mentally ill in Israel. They're an invasion force, colonial invasion force in 1948, terrorist group that invaded via the UK, a criminal deal with the UK of land that it stole and was not allowed to sell because it's not its land to sell to Israel or give, whatever.
Hamas has to give us everything we want. Well, they already gave you the hostages. You already bombed them to oblivion. You already killed all their leaders. You got everything you want. No, now we want all their arms. Now they say they're going to give up their arms. Yes, but we want them to give up all their arms first,
and then trust us after they give up all their arms.
Yeah, no. Everybody who is sovereign has the right to have arms and defend themselves. You don't get to tell them they can't. The fact that you're trying to means you automatically have to die, just like all these retard politicians automatically have to die for their criminal behaviors. Orwellian police state flock cameras. What's up, Hun? Attila the Hun? Just kidding.
Hi, this message is for Ford, and I honestly am not sure if this video will ever reach anybody at the Ford Motor Company, but I'm hoping it does. My name is Cassandra, and my husband and I are just an ordinary family living here in Virginia, and we have 3 teenagers who work hard every day. And like a lot of families, we live paycheck to paycheck. So several years ago, we thought we made what was a smart financial decision. We spent nearly $50,000 on a 2018 Ford F-150 because we believed we were buying a truck that would take care of our family for years. We chose Ford because it's an American company, and we believed in the brand, the reputation, and what it stood for. And so 3 or 4 weeks ago, we started having an issue with the transmission in our truck. See, she's right here. And so we called several transmission shops and called even our local Ford dealership, and they recognized the symptoms almost immediately as an issue related to their 10R8010 speed transmission. And after doing a lot of research, YouTube videos and all of that, we discovered that there are thousands of other owners who are having this exact issue. Our repair estimate is anywhere between $8,000 and like $10,000 for either fixing it or having to get a new transmission. And for us, that's devastating. I don't have that kind of money in the bank. I don't want to have to borrow against a retirement to be able to keep a truck that was supposed to be completely dependable on the road. It has less than 80,000 miles on it. We've taken very well care of this truck, and I'm not making this video because I'm angry, and I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm simply asking Ford to take a look at our situation. I mean, this truck isn't just a truck. It's how I get to work. It's how I take my kids to school. It's how we go to the grocery store. It's how we live our everyday lives. I still believe...
Speaking of go to the grocery store, I don't know how I'm going to be able to get gas and food without my Suburban running and no electric bike. Even a regular bike, I could at least try to bike it. Some type of basket for the gas can.
Companies can do the right thing, especially when loyal customers need help. So if anyone at Ford sees this, or if someone watching has a connection with Ford, could you please help us get our story in front of the right people?
Again, nothing is going to happen with Ford or any of them anywhere in the world because the same people that did Epstein own Ford. The same Epstein class is everywhere. The bad things that are happening by all these people, it's the same Epstein class. Man.
And if you're watching this and you think our family deserves a chance, could you share this video? I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Maybe together we can reach someone who has the ability to help. Thank you for listening.
Dude, I'm just fed up. I'm so fed up. Everything is junk. We can't buy nice things anymore. Like, seriously. Our phones are programmed to, like, not be able to charge after a certain amount of time, so we'll have to go and get the newest tech. Our freaking appliances are not built to last. The warranties are shitty and they suck. Our cars are not even a fraction of what they used to be. Nothing is reliable. Like, there's no accountability to these manufacturers for anything, and we are just stuck holding
Or the politicians that rip us off and steal our freedoms. There's no accountability for any of these fucking criminals.
Bad. Like, what the actual... I'm so tired of it. I made a video earlier about how I have to buy a brand new washer. A brand new washer, and I've only had this washer that I have for 18 months. 18 months, and it's shit now. Like, are you kidding me? And okay, before you say the warranty, like, the warranty is crap too, okay? You have to wait for a tech to come out, and it takes forever. It's 3 days before Christmas. And then they're like, oh, you know, we can't fix it. That's usually what they say, and then you have to go and get a whole new washer anyway. What is going on? I'm so tired of it. Like, why? Why are they allowed to continue ripping us off with substandard products? Meanwhile, I have a fridge in my garage that's like older than my kids. It's old enough to drink. That son of a runs perfectly. I have a rice cooker in my kitchen from 1974. Works like a dream. All this new stuff is shit, and I'm tired of it.
Nothing they make today is worth a shit. I am telling you right now, nothing. They want you to buy it, so like maybe a year, 2, tops 5 years, you're gonna have to buy it again. And I have proof, right? So I'm gonna show you. See this dryer back here? This is the oldest beat up dryer I have ever had. I mean, look at this. No frills, no nothing. It's just basic Betty. I mean, I bought it with dents in it. I bought it at a used appliance place over 15 years ago. I have had this same dryer for 15 years. There is no way you're going to say that about dryers today. It finally went dead on us, so we had to go order another one. They are here right now getting ready to deliver it. But I'm going to tell you right now, since we've been in this house 10 years, we had a brand new, you can hear me.
You don't like that backup buzzer.
We had a brand new refrigerator. We've already replaced that within the 10 years. We've had 2 refrigerators since we've been here. I've had 2 washers since I've been here. But that old boy right there, dented and broken up, and a brand I don't even recognize, it's Roper, right, has lasted me to the dawn of time. The same thing's going to happen with our cars. So I have Lowe's here pulling up right now, getting ready to deliver my new one, and we did, the way we look at it, the more things you get on it, meaning bells, whistles on any type of appliance, the more that can break, right? So now we're going back to basics. Even this dryer that we bought is the most basic dryer that they own. It doesn't have the pretty boards and the bells and whistles because then more shit can break. They're doing the same to our cars. Our cars now have GPS, nav, all these electrical systems that they're probably going to start charging subscriptions here soon to use. But our cars, the minute I paid off a car is when it broke. Like, they know. They're running the system. So it's like, if you have things like this,
It's called planned obsolescence. As soon as the warranty ends, they're designed to fail after warranty expires. They're all designed to fail as soon as the warranty expires.
Give me that beat up piece of shit any day that lasts 15 years than a $900 pretty dryer that's going to last me 3.
Not a happy camper this morning. Tell me why when I moved on my own when I graduated in 2001, I had a TV that was from the 70s that worked like a charm. A TV that was manufactured over 30 years before, and I used it for I don't know how many years. Just tell me why that back then everything was made amazing to last, and then today we have a less than 2-year-old Philips Roku TV that we purchased at Walmart. We purchased it on July 16th of 2024. It has a manufacturer date on it of April 2024. And last night it died. Absolute garbage. Everything is nowadays. You know, when we purchased this, the Walmart associate, he's like, oh, get the Philips because, you know, the Philips comes with a 2-year warranty. So we're going to see if that's actually true, because on Tuesday, I'm going to be phoning Philips and I'm going to see what they're going to do about this piece of crap TV that died not even 2 years after purchasing it. I wish stuff could actually be manufactured the way it was 20, 30 years ago, when stuff actually lasted, when your hard-earned money was actually valued and not just throwaway garbage.
Why are modern appliances so terrible? I don't know what's going on. This fridge costs more than my first car. Oh, it's stainless steel. This thing sucks. I would burn it if I could. First off, this thing, it's 5 years old. The repairman has been here 5 times. The ice maker breaks. The top shelf freezes everything. Oh, the coil and this, and the water doesn't come out. Everything. They're always like, well, you know, I don't know. They always have some excuse. Things didn't used to be like this. I had a fridge when I was younger. It was from the 90s. It lasted 20 years. It was a 20-year-old fridge. It was great. And dryers, they suck too. You know how many times the repair guy's been out for this because it's under warranty, thank God? 5 times. Oh, the dryer coil. I don't think they're just making up the terms. Like, it's the washer, blah, blah, blah. No, everything's breaking. It didn't used to be like this. You could just buy a washer and dryer, and that would be what you had. My parents just called me the other day and said, hey, remember that microwave you brought to college? They kept it. I graduated from college in 2001, by the way. It just crapped out. 24 years later, that microwave finally had its last thing of popcorn. Modern appliances are disgusting. I'm over it.
Whatever y'all do,
Yeah, but you shouldn't be using a microwave ever.
do not buy LG or Samsung freaking appliances. That's a brand new refrigerator, 3.5 years old, and it shit the bed. And it's gonna cost between $500 to $1,000 to repair it because it needs some kind of PC board, and apparently those go wrong in these things, and there was some kind of lawsuit happening. So your brand sucks. You pay $1,500 to $2,200 for this kind of refrigerator. Had it literally 3.5 years. And I can't do anything but buy another refrigerator. Luckily, I know somebody who has a refrigerator that I can buy for a few $100s that is also 1.5 years old. But to pay that amount of money for these appliances that don't last, and they go bad as soon as the warranty is out, I mean, because why wouldn't it? Appliances, anything made nowadays, is not made to last at all. There are elderly people who I know who have appliances that they've had for 20 to 30 years and never had no issues. But the way that they make this shit, they make it to break. They don't care about you. They care about their pocketbooks. They care about the little people. The people who live paycheck to paycheck. The people who can't afford to just drop hundreds of dollars to go get more appliances when they break because they are manufacturers. If anybody knows LG or Samsung or anyone who works for them, tag them and let them know they suck. Literally. Make things to last. Because I will never in my life buy another LG or Samsung electronic product, anything. Literally done. Not going to do it again. Because I'm not going to spend over thousands of dollars for something to not work. It's going to cost as much to fix it as it was to buy it brand new. Make that make sense. Why would you guys make a PC board or condenser or whatever to cost as much to fix it as it is to buy it brand new? Why would y'all do that? I mean, y'all really should do better. Like, literally.
Do you hear that? That's our Samsung washing machine that is a year and a half old. We bought this machine in May of 2023. And I didn't want another Samsung because I absolutely hate Samsung. However, it was cheap. And my thought process was, get the machine for $550 because if something happens to it, you can just replace it. Well, guess what? I have to replace it. Because now, my clothes are not even smelling clean. They smell okay, but they don't smell clean. I want to go back to the old-fashioned machines with the spin at the top. What was that called? The agitator? You would put clothes in a machine. The agitator would kind of like push them down.
Damn, she's getting harassed by fucking Blue Jays. What's up, y'all? How's everybody in the chat doing? Got us, Tom, Messa Melt, Hun, Gilak. Friday, 1:41 p.m. in the afternoon.
This is the CJ Williman Show.
Hello, it's your friend CJ, and in this week's episode, we expose the sudden and shocking establishment of Zionist colonies in Muslim countries, which have unsurprisingly caused a violent backlash. But first, please remember to like and subscribe to our show, and don't forget to turn your notifications on so you never miss a single episode. Now let's get into it. When most people think of the Zionist occupation, they think of Palestine and Syria, because this is where you find the permanent and controlling presence of Israeli occupation forces and criminal Jewish settlers. But with Israel on the brink of collapse and facing the real prospect of civil war as forewarned by the country's military leaders, Israeli Jewish citizens are fleeing the Zionist state in record numbers, leaving the Zionist project in desperate search of new lands to occupy and colonize. And it's doing so in a way that has gone almost completely under the radar. You see, what is happening here is that Zionism has established a new form of soft colonial power, one that operates not with gunboats and treaties, but with visas, capital, and digital infrastructure. In other words, today's Zionist colonizers are armed with laptops, digital nomad visas, and cryptocurrency instead of guns. But make no mistake, the end result remains the same. Because we are talking about a mode of jurisdictional trespass that turns sovereign land into a disposable platform and entire nations into historical footnotes. And here, we are talking about Muslim-majority nations located far away from the Middle East, including the Southeast Asian country of Malaysia, which recently became the target of the Zionist technological colonial enterprise, or what is known as tech Zionism, a term used by former Coinbase CTO Balaji Srinivasan to describe a reverse diaspora in which online communities come together in physical space to establish new pro-Israel nations. In his book, titled The Network State, Srinivasan outlines a multi-stage process for creating a network state, starting from a single website, moving to building an internal economy, and eventually acquiring physical real estate. The ultimate goal is to reach a population, gross domestic product, and a physical footprint large enough to demand diplomatic recognition from pre-existing sovereign nations. But in reality, his so-called network state resembles historical settler colonial projects because it envisions digitally organized communities purchasing or controlling physical land in foreign countries. which is exactly what Srinivasan attempted to do when he established the network school in the Malaysian city of Johor in 2024, where he offered memberships to Israeli dual nationals starting at $1,500 per month, a fee that granted access to seafront views, mediation spaces, and workshops.
What happens when you invite 300 founders, trainers, and creators to a man-made island near Singapore?
Why say near Singapore when it's located in Forest City, Malaysia, a country that bans Israelis? But first, why are digital nomads joining?
I am currently on an artificial island inside a futuristic community that is trying to restructure the way our society functions. This is network.
Srinivasan describes the network school as crowdfunding territory that will eventually gain diplomatic recognition from pre-existing states. His blueprint is supported by a consortium of Zionist tech billionaires, including Peter Thiel, whose company Palantir provided technological support to the Israeli military during the Gaza genocide.
People don't know Project Lavender is an extremely notorious and controversial project that the Israeli military has ongoing. It's basically an AI-powered targeting system. What that means is that Palantir provides the software, reportedly, that allows the Israeli military to use AI to generate gigantic kill lists of Palestinians and to avoid what they call human bottlenecks in targeting. What that means is basically every Palestinian in Gaza has been assigned a number between 1 and 100, and it's based on how likely you are to be a target to the Israeli military. And your score goes up, for example, if you are in a WhatsApp group with a known Hamas member, or you live in the same building as a Hamas member, or, for example, you work as maybe an ambulance driver who goes to the scene of a lot of bombings and stuff. That will trigger your number to move up. And if it goes beyond a certain number, say 70, you are automatically put onto a kill list. That includes women and children as well. There was some studies that showed that Palantir had a 10% false positive rate on that. Apparently the Israeli military really rely on this Project Lavender, and the human intervention in this is about 20 seconds just to check whether that person is indeed male, and that's all they do. And then they use AI to target these individuals with smart weapons and drone warfare, etc.
Thankfully, none of this escaped the attention of the Malaysian government, which accused the Zionist tech billionaires of excluding Malay nationals, while erasing and threatening local culture, customs, and norms by marketing the network school as a quasi-state on Malaysian soil, constituting a new form of neo-colonial dispossession and apartheid, which is why the Malaysian Prime Minister has vowed to deport every Israeli national involved.
The Johor government has called for a federal probe into the network school in Forest City, following claims that Israeli nationals have participated in its programs using second country passports. Menteri Besar on Hafiz Ghazi said the state will not allow Johor to be used for activities that go against the law or the interests of the state and country.
Israel's ally, the United States, responded by summoning the Malaysian ambassador and falsely accusing the Malaysian government of hosting Hamas fighters and providing them with paragliding training. A laughable accusation, given Hamas clearly had little difficulty in flying custom-made paragliders on October 7. But this ridiculous accusation proves the Zionist tech colonial enterprise enjoys tacit support from the US government, prompting one commentator to rightly accuse the United States of deploying atrocity propaganda against Malaysia, in weaponizing trauma imagery to delegitimize a sovereign state's pro-Palestine stance and reframe a question of digital colonialism into a securitized anti-terror narrative. But Malaysia stood up to this pressure by vowing to dismantle this would-be Zionist colony, leaving the network state deterred but not defeated, as it seeks out new countries to infiltrate and exploit. Next stop, the Muslim-majority country of Kazakhstan, where the network school promises to serve as a hub for global technology talent, offering faster visa processing, relocation support, and talent recruitment.
Network School will establish a new campus in Kazakhstan a day after it was ordered to cease operations at Forest City in Johor. Its founder, Balaji Srinivasan, announced on X that the school had signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, with Kazakhstan to develop a hub for global technology talent, offering visa support,
Is that like an IOU?
relocation assistance, and recruitment opportunities. The MOU, signed with Kazakhstan's Ministry of Digital Development, Innovation and Aerospace Industry, will see the campus provide AI education, research opportunities, startup support, and international programs.
Poor or cash-strapped Muslim countries like Kazakhstan and others are vulnerable to the lure of rich and powerful corporations promising investment and expertise. But these deals never end well for the host nation, especially when the company becomes overly independent or begins to involve itself in the wider political domain. This is how failed and failing states become subservient to the commands and dictates of Zionist tech corporations or the state of Israel itself. I mean, even the United States is not immune to its corrupting and coercive influence, as ordinary Americans are harassed in their homes by police for posting criticism of Israel online.
Try that again.
We're here because of the comments you made online about the Jewish community.
So what?
I'm saying,
I have a freedom of speech, dude.
We get that. I get that.
So we got to make sure that get a warrant.
No, that's why we're
here. You see that sign? So it says no soliciting. What you're doing is basically soliciting. You understand that, right? Yeah. Means you're not welcomed here. Okay. Bye.
Go fucking dick.
Stay off the lawn, please.
You fucking traitors. Every one of you, every one of these 3 people right here, if I had my way, they would be executed today. They would be dead. They would die for this. They would fucking be dead right now. This is madness. This is madness. This is criminal. What they're doing is criminal, and they know it. And this is death penalty shit. This is death penalty shit in my book, what they're doing. You all got to die for this. This is death penalty shit.
Tech Zionism. Not only
I catch you, we're in the middle of the woods, you're going to be deader than fuck. I'm going to put you in the nearest hole.
Democracy and indigenous culture, but also local economies, given it promotes the use of digital currencies within these new entities, therefore allowing these quasi-states to avoid taxes and operate independently of national central banks.
Why does this idea of the network state appeal to powerful people, tech leaders in Silicon Valley?
Because it gets rid of democracy. And it means they no longer have to answer to the majority of people. And that they can make the rules. And that they can amass as much wealth as possible without having to pay any of it.
And they can control people. The people.
Back to the society that allowed them to create that wealth, to the systems and the infrastructure and the people who helped them to create that wealth.
Again, not all the wealth, they didn't create anything. It was all stolen. You're living in a zero-sum game world. Look it up.
It's really an ideology of pure...
You live in a zero-sum game world. It means there's only this much there. So when somebody takes, they're taken from someone else. They're taking what's not theirs. So when you have people here making money and there's other people making money to take it, you see that?
Greed. And I would say it's an ideology of supremacy, of tech supremacy, of wealth supremacy, of white supremacy, of male supremacy, of straight supremacy, of all of the traditional supremacies that we have worked to eradicate or eliminate in modern liberal democracy. They think that's been a big mistake, and that feudalism and hierarchy are the natural order of things and a more efficient way to go into the future that they prefer and that they consider inevitable.
In Indonesia, the world's most populous Muslim country and my permanent home for more than a decade, locals were given a glimpse of what tech Zionism will look and feel like if allowed to take root on Indonesian soil. When 2 Dutch Zionist citizens were arrested and deported last week after establishing a running club exclusively for foreigners, prompting Indonesians to relive the trauma of colonial-era racial segregation.
This viral run club in Bali has gone from social media sensation to the center of a national scandal because Indonesian authorities say Bali locals were being excluded, and now 2 Dutch organizers are banned from returning to Indonesia by its Director General for Immigration.
Last week, pro-Palestine activists in Indonesia targeted an Israeli-owned Saba restaurant by replacing standard toilet paper rolls to those adorning the Israeli flag, representing a beautiful form of non-violent resistance against Zionist colonizers.
Which brings us to the United Arab Emirates, an Arab country that has devolved into a fully fledged Zionist colony, with a new report revealing the depth and scale of Israeli-Emirati military cooperation since the signing of the Abraham Accords 6 years ago. Last year, in this episode, we revealed a trove of leaked
United Arab Emirates is basically Israel.
Friday government documents which showed how the UAE provided sanctuary to more than 5,000 perpetrators of the Gaza genocide by facilitating regular R&R breaks in Dubai for Israeli soldiers, with the aim of freshening them up for another round of mass killing, therefore making the Emirati regime a direct partner in Israel's genocidal operations.
Israeli soldiers, most popular tourist destination. You're not going to believe it. Spain, Portugal, Dubai. Yes, Dubai. The country that's, meant to be in solidarity with their Muslim and Arab brothers, seems to be actually one of the most accommodating to IDF soldiers.
We've also documented the emergence of Zionist colonies in Thailand and Sri Lanka, where Israelis are accused of stealing jobs from locals, setting up Jews-only cafes and restaurants, trafficking drugs, and committing violent crimes.
Israeli tourists in Thailand are being slammed on TikTok for their behavior. Locals describe them as rude and difficult and are posting videos of their disruptions on social media.
Pai used to be this bohemian mountain town where people would come for tranquility and peace and the abundance of nature. Now the energy has completely shifted, and it has a lot to do with who's here. This town is completely overrun with Israelis. I'm talking 3-to-1 ratio with locals and other tourists included. And of course they bring their sense of entitlement with them everywhere they go. Literally everybody is sick of them, the locals and other tourists alike.
The respective Thai and Sri Lankan governments are now pushing back against the Zionist colonization of their lands, with deportations and travel bans now being enforced. Because no matter where you find a Jewish Israeli settler, be it Palestine, Syria, Malaysia or Thailand, you find them assaulting and dehumanizing anyone who isn't a fellow Zionist.
So what would you do to the Palestinians living here?
Here, like in the Authority?
What would you do?
I think Islam is cancer, and you don't transfer cancer to another patient. That's not moral. You have to destroy cancer.
Sounds like you're saying one Jewish life is worth hundreds or thousands of Palestinian lives.
Not million. One Jewish life, it's 10 million. Okay?
That just sounds racist.
Yes, I know. But this is the truth. Because God chose us. Because of this, you are jealous. The world is well and truly fed up. Wait, because you have a mental illness and imaginary friends that tell you you're great, because that's what they do, they're imaginary. We're jealous? No, we are not jealous of your mental illness, I can assure you. With Zionist arrogance and savagery, which explains why Israelis not only been banned from a growing number of countries, but also why they have come under attack from anti-genocide activists around the globe, including Crete, Mongolia, the Philippines, and elsewhere. Obviously, we don't condone this kind of violence. We mention it only because it's illustrative of the world's growing hostility towards Israel's unchecked violent criminality. And while we're on the subject, they've been held unaccountable for their genocide. To this day, Israel has been held unaccountable for its genocide in Palestine and now Lebanon and all the other countries it's invading. Of colonial violence. I want to draw your attention to my latest article for our Patreon members, in which I explain how Israel's fascist cousin in India, the ruling Hindu nationalist regime, is to blame for the anti-Muslim violence that's taking place in Nepal today, as prominent Indian television personalities call for the mass extermination of Nepalese Muslims.
नेपाल के प्रधानमंत्री से अपील करता हूं कि अपने अस्तित्व के लिए संघर्ष करें, हिंदुओं के अत्याचार रोक दीजिए, जिहादी उनका खात्मा करें, ऊपर से आपकी पुलिस भी उनके पीछे पड़ी है। नेपाल का सेकुलर हिंदू तो संघर्ष करने वाले नेपाली हिंदू भाई के साथ तो है ही नहीं है, वामपंथी नहीं है, व्यापारी नहीं है, तो कम से कम जो लड़ रहा है, नेपाल हिंदू राष्ट्र था, अब हिंदू विहीन राष्ट्र होने की दिशा में जा रहा है। अगर ऐसे नहीं होने देना है तो प्रधानमंत्री नेपाल आपको बड़ी आशा के साथ वहां के लोगों ने चुना है, आपकी पुलिस उन पर अत्याचार करे ये अच्छी बात नहीं है। मेरे अपील है आपसे कि आपकी पुलिस के द्वारा हिंदुओं पर हो रहे अत्याचारों को रोकिए और जिहादियों का खात्मा करने में उनका साथ दीजिए.
You can learn more about this by becoming a member of our show via Patreon. We really need all the help we can get, remembering that the Israeli...
How's everybody doing? Hey, easy, you fuckstick. Don't be knocking the table around everywhere. You bastard.
For nearly 3 years, we watched a live stream genocide unfold in Gaza. But on the world stage, a very different vision was being shared.
Peace is a different deal than a business deal. New Gaza. It could be a hope, it could be a destination, have a lot of industry, 100% full employment and opportunity for everybody there. And if everyone thinks it's impossible, that's even more reason why you should aim for it.
Wow, you have foreigners coming in and telling Gazans what their world is going to be and not even asking them who live there. Like, the disconnect is so insane. You don't have the right to tell anybody they can't have arms to defend themselves. They're grown-up adults, and you can't tell them what to do.
Dollar pledges followed. Powerful leaders signed on. Even FIFA pledged $50 million for a new Gaza football stadium. And in July, President Trump's Board of Peace announced a tentative peace agreement for Gaza. But that's where things start to get murky. There's a World Bank fund that was supposed to hold billions for Gaza's reconstruction. The balance? Zero. And at least some of the money that was supposed to go to the fund diverted into a private JP Morgan account. It's not clear who controls the account, why it exists, or how the funds are being used. So I did what we always do. I followed the networks of money, and I took a closer look at the men inside the board. I spoke with insiders, including an ex-Blackwater mercenary.
I joined Blackwater because I wanted to make money and I wanted my adventure.
The deeper I went, the more unsettling the picture became. Because Gaza doesn't just look like a place to be rebuilt. It looks like a testing ground for a new kind of control. And it could just be the start. To understand how we got...
See Board of Peace, just look at Board of Scamming Pedophiles. That's all you gotta do. Make sure you understand that. Board of Pedos, Dick Riders.
He incited his student. Serving in the he incited his students serving in the Israel occupation forces to kill everyone in Gaza, including babies. He referenced alleged Jewish principles of war, stating, "The law, no soul shall live. If you don't kill them, they will kill you." When asked if babies were included, he responded, "Same. Shoot them." What kind of a God would give you that command? Shoot babies. Wouldn't you then question God?
Yeah, wouldn't you then be like, you know what, God, I totally fucking blatantly disagree with you here. And, if that's how you are, then I ain't down.
I want to know if you saw this video that's going around. This guy is a Israeli lawyer, Yehuda Shimon, has sparked a viral debate after calling for the complete genocide of the survivors in Gaza because he says one Jewish life is equivalent to 10 million Palestinians. God
damn.
That just sounds racist. Yes, I know.
10 million, that's it? How about 100? How about a billion? You're worth a billion Palestinians.
He says. One life for 10 million? That sounds rational and fair, doesn't it? But as an attorney, it makes you wonder what this guy charges an hour. The bill comes out to everything you and all of your children. Everything you own and all your children. You want a receipt? Sorry, that'll cost you a kidney. Let's listen. You want to hear him? He's going to say it. And he's got the curlicues on the side.
To kill all the people in Tel and Sarah, even Jit and Farata. Why? Because we don't want it to happen again.
It sounds like you're saying one Jewish life is worth hundreds or thousands of Palestinian lives.
Not million. One Jewish life, it's 10 million, okay?
That just sounds racist.
Yes, I know. I know. But this is the truth. Because God chose us. Because of this, you are jealous.
What the fuck?
No, he said God chose
You
it.
sound like literally. You sound like I just walked in a little nursery school room with 1-year-olds arguing. That's what you sound like.
Because we're the chosen people. What does that sound like? Does that sound like, oh, we're the master race? So they're the exact Nazis they claim to be fighting.
They are the fucking Nazis 2.0.
They are the Nazis.
They were actually the Nazis 1.0. They completely controlled Nazi Germany at the top. That's why they had them and sacrificed their own. No problem.
By the way, they're all from Poland and Eastern.
Like the what do you call it? Like the Samson thing, or what's it called?
Europe.
They wipe everyone out.
They're Ashkenazi. The people who are running Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu's name is what was it? Lukowski. And they changed their name to sound Semitic because they're not Semitic.
Right.
Because that sounds racist. Yeah, we're racist. Israel is a racist country. It's an apartheid state. We don't see Palestinians as equal to us.
In fact, we don't see anyone equal to us. We call them all Goyim. We call them Goyim. We have a name for them. Do Americans have a name? No, other than dog shit.
That's the philosophy of Zionism. In case you don't know.
Bible is authorizing that this land belong to us.
Belong to us.
Okay.
Israel.
Our imaginary friend, who, by the way, conveniently says we're the chosen ones and out of the entire world, says that, hey, this is our land and we're going to take it now. These people are mentally ill. That dude right there has a mental illness. He's fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Occupied it militarily. And under international law, that means that no civilian settlements can be built here.
But the God, not right in the Bible, the international law.
So you're a lawyer, and you're saying the only law that really counts for you is the Bible.
Yeah, of course.
So then why are you a lawyer then? If that was the truth, you wouldn't even waste your time learning anything else to be a lawyer. They all speak right out of, see right there on his face, those lips, that's a fucking asshole lips. He speaks right out of his asshole.
They say Muslims are fanatics.
This guy's a
Today
fanatic. He's a fanatic terrorist, extremist, that dude.
He's a baby. Tomorrow he's a fighter. That's Rabbi.
These are all terrorists right here, extremists. These are all racist extremists, terrorists, genocidal psychopaths.
Mali, head of the settlers' yeshiva school in occupied Haifa. He incited his students serving in the Israel occupation forces to kill everyone in Gaza, including babies. He referenced alleged Jewish principles of
I just want to clarify, if you decide to jump, you're going to jail.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to have some special guests. And they're all law enforcement agents. While real crimes are being committed by real criminals who are inflicting real harm on real victims,
victims, these guys are going to demonstrate actions they believe will keep Americans safe and free. And you might be tempted to laugh at their ridiculous actions, but they take their profession very, very seriously.
Pretty serious. That's why I came out. It's a pretty serious thing that we take seriously.
First off, we're going to highlight this guy. He's a game warden who hunted down a couple he says were spotlighting deer along the highway. And
again, that's all I can watch of this shit. It's so annoying. These people that are allowed to run around like this shouldn't exist. It's insane. Starting to rain, huh? A little bit. Man, where is everybody at when you need support and donations? If you guys can donate, please donate. Really appreciate that.
Howdy, Larkin Rose here. I'm going to swear a lot in this video. If you don't like that, don't watch. Because
I'm going to swear a lot in this video too. If you don't like it, fuck off. Don't watch. You've been programmed to believe that a word was bad when in fact if somebody would have never came along and told you it was bad, you would have never thought it was bad because there's no such thing as a bad word. It's like pretend you're learning a foreign language and they tell you to say this word and you don't know it's a bad word, cuss word. Did it harm you in any way? It only harms you when you program yourself to let it mentally harm you and to thinking it's bad.
So I'm doing a reaction to this slime video. Howdy, Larkin Rose here. I'm going to swear a lot in this video. If you don't like that, don't watch. Because I'm doing a reaction to this slimy piece of shit, Stephen Miller. Not just to point out that he's a slimy, power-happy, weaselly little sack of shit, which he absolutely is, if you know anything about him. And if you have any respect for freedom or the truth or justice or anything positive at all, you'll know he's a slimy little shit. But it's very interesting because he's saying some true things here, and he's saying some true things that I've said. Now, the difference is he's not happy about it, and I totally am. He also lies a whole bunch, but we'll get into that. So here we go. We'll just jump right into it. So this is at some stupid press conference. The resurgence of political terrorism. As I pointed out 8 billion times, the only way you can make everything government does not fit the definition of terrorism is if you put into the definition other than government doing it, which they do. They literally define it as non-government use of violence to serve a political agenda, because of course everything government does, every law.
In fact, the definition of government, the old one back in the day, was terrorism. That's what it was. Using your political force against...
Is the use of violence to serve a political agenda.
Yeah, that's exactly...
So these terrorists, hypocritical pieces of shit, whine when anybody else, or when they pretend that anybody else is doing what they do, even though they're not. So, here we go. Interrupt this a number of times. It's not that long of a clip. It's a 3-minute clip. I'll try to not make this take forever, but holy crap. Here we go.
In the United States, we have taken the necessary and essential action of formally recognizing left-wing violence as a form of political terrorism that is a direct threat to our national security and the survival of our Republican form of government.
First of all, it isn't left-wing, like they like to say that. Scary communist. Like, you are left-wing, you sack of shit. You and your boss, Mango Mussolini, who's actually just a stupid little puppet of the people actually in charge. He isn't really anybody's boss. But they're absolutely collectivists. Trump signed off on the biggest socialist handout in the history of the world. So pretending like, oh, scary communism, we're against communism. No, they're not. But aside from calling it left-wing over and over again, oh my gosh. While we're violently trying to rob and control a bunch of people, some of them are resisting by force. And that is a threat to our authoritarian power. Yes, it is, and it should be. Go fuck yourself.
Right.
President Trump issued a directive in our parlance. It's called a National Security Presidential Memorandum.
Okay, I don't give a fuck what it's called.
NSPM. NSPM 7, to be exact. That directs, for the first time in American history, all of our law enforcement and intelligence agencies to work together to disrupt, identify, defund, debank, arrest, and prosecute these political terrorists that are...
Okay, so by political terrorist, he means anybody who doesn't cooperate with the authoritarian the bullshit they're doing, whether you're talking about ICE or the war on drugs or just their war crimes all over the world, all the evil shit. You're a terrorist if you resist, but they're just law enforcers when they do it. And we got to get all of our mindless, order-obeying thugs together to crack down on anybody who doesn't bow to the state. That's what he's saying. Of course, they use the bullshit terminology to make it sound like you're a terrorist if you don't go along. By the way, every regime did that. Like the Nazis did that, the Soviets did that. Anybody who resisted their authoritarian bullshit was an evil criminal, a terrorist, and must be stopped because they're a threat to humanity, and so on and so forth.
Operating in our country. Nothing that we do works if the threat of violence and terror goes unchecked.
Nothing these fuckers do has any power if people resist it. Of course, he's spinning it as evil criminals and terrorists. They have no fucking power if people don't play along.
Our political systems don't work, our judicial systems don't work, our legal systems don't work, our jury trials don't work.
I fucking told you. When people resist, their power-happy bullshit doesn't fucking work. So now this piece of shit is telling you too. Difference is, he's not happy about it. I am.
At the same time, you have to understand there's a real threat that those who are not themselves terrorists, but who support left-wing violence...
Watch him trying to do the spin. He's basically, how do I, demonize anybody who's like, I don't really like your authoritarian bullshit, even though I'm not resisting it. Well, we have to paint them as somehow evil, too. They're supporters of it. So how are they supporters of left-wing violence? Let's find out from this piece of shit.
Will create the conditions that allow that violence to go on without any meaningful inhibition. So, to be specific, we've seen in some of our nation's cities in America, like Washington, D.C. and New York City, something that gives an American term, but it's known as jury nullification.
Here he is, slimeball, puppet, violent, power-happy sack of shit, telling you that jury nullification destroys their power, which I've told you and lots of people have told you. He even describes it accurately.
This is when a person is obviously guilty of a crime, but the juror, because they're ideologically sympathetic to the perpetrator, will not sentence them to the crime which was obviously committed.
Yeah, do more of that. That's how slavery ended. It's also how alcohol prohibition ended. It's how a lot of evil bullshit ends. When juries go, yeah, I know your law says that, but your law is bullshit, so we're saying not guilty. And here, one of the top slimeball enforcers of the authoritarian bullshit is telling you exactly what I and many of others have told you. If people on juries say, I don't care about your stupid laws, that person didn't do anything wrong, so we're going to let him go. If juries do that, the state, their power starts to fall apart all over the place. If they can't prosecute anybody because juries say, yeah, we're not going along with this, which I hope we're going to see with the flock camera thing. If they start to pray, ruin the camera, I hope somebody on the jury goes, well, screw you, your cameras are surveillance state Orwellian bullshit. Good for him, I'm saying not guilty. And then there's nothing the state can do, as this piece of shit is admitting.
We've seen in the United States, again and again, individuals who are part of left-wing organizations who committed assaults against ICE officers or federal law enforcement who've been brought to court where clear evidence has been presented against them. But the jury...
So let that sink in. The jurors ended slavery and alcohol prohibition by saying, fuck you pedophile lawmakers that make up arbitrary mentally ill rules and laws for us. We're not going to convict them as guilty. We're setting them free because your law is nonsense. Powers of the people, the juror. But they don't want that system anymore. He's attacking it right now. But it barely even, it's still not exactly that great, but anyway.
And refused to convict for purely political reasons.
Right, first of all, this is absolute bullshit. ICE lies constantly. Those cowardly Nazi fucks in their masks, violently assaulting unarmed people who didn't threaten or harm anybody. You're evil shits. And over again, first of all, juries are seeing, oh, you're a bunch of lying sacks of shit. Like what you said happened isn't even what happened. They didn't even break the law. But also some juries are going, you're the Nazi assholes. If somebody resists you and tries to get away, good for them. We're not going to let you cage them for resisting you being an evil piece of shit. So there's some of each. Of course, he wants to characterize all of that as sympathetic to terrorism, because anything that isn't groveling at the feet of these
people like that bald dude need to have their heads chopped off. I would chop his head off immediately. You're coming up to my freedom, you're going to die today.
Shit. Is terrorism...
I'm going to lock you down in the basement. You're going to die real slow.
Criminal.
When you've reached that point, it demonstrates how deeply the cancer has begun to infest your society.
This fucking guy.
He calls it cancer. I call it a society becoming unbound. People who say we're not beholden to you evil shits and we're not going along and we're not going to give our blessing to what you're doing. We may go along at any given moment if you outgun us, but the moment we have a chance to disobey and undermine your authoritarian bullshit, we will do so. Even if you call it criminals and terrorists, you weaselly sack of shit.
Where people have created an internal rationalization structure to justify...
You mean having principles and believing in freedom? You weaselly shit.
Unsanctioned violence against the state and state actors.
Unsanctioned violence against the state. You mean like the people who resisted Soviet Union, people who resisted Nazi Germany, people who resisted Mussolini, people who resisted Pol Pot? Unsanctioned, but
Pol Pot was in Cambodia.
The ruling class didn't sanction you disobeying and resisting our fascist bullshit. Do they ever? I don't think you need to specify unsanctioned. The government doesn't go, oh, it's okay if you resist us over here. But it's fun, other than the ridiculously dishonest bootlicking spin he puts on it. It's fun to watch him admit their game is falling apart because lots of people are like, fuck you, we're not playing your game, and maybe we'll even resist. Because go fuck yourself, that's why.
To achieve a political end.
By political end, he means...
Because a lot of people are getting really tired of these goddamn fucking psychopathic pedophiles. I mean, they're getting tired of these pedophiles.
Not being oppressed by fascists. To them, that's a political end. Because most of the people complaining about ICE, they're not like, sure, they probably vote for somebody else, but their goal is just, we don't want this fascist bullshit in our neighborhood. That's a political end. It's like, oh, some guy tried to carjack me and I pulled out a gun and chased him away.
I mean, look what it says behind this bald pedophile dick rider. The resurgence of political terrorism, it's political.
Oh, you're trying
The guy's a fucking dick rider.
to serve a political end by not being robbed by an evil sack of shit. The dishonesty of these weasels is just amazing.
You can't be a man.
We have to use every lawful and legitimate tool that we have to demonstrate that justice will be served and delivered.
Justice. Justice is blind obedience to the state and crushing anybody who disobeys.
And to prove that these kinds of tactics and techniques will ultimately fail.
They will.
If the leftist learns and observes that their violence and criminal activity,
which means disobeying their arbitrary bullshit,
helps and ultimately succeeds in achieving their desired political end, they will be endlessly emboldened.
I like it. Talk about playing a video old school. He's literally playing the video, like playing it like instead of through the like.
If the people learn that disobeying and resisting these authoritarian sacks of shit actually works because mostly they function on bluff and are vastly outnumbered by the people they oppress, more and more people will go, yeah, let's do that. Fuck the state.
That's really cool. I like that setup.
So that was absolutely true. The only difference is this weaselly sack of shit who loves power over others thinks that's the bad thing. That's humanity winning over authoritarian bullshit. But it's nice of him to admit that, yeah, if people see that disobeying us makes our power fall apart, they're going to disobey us. Good. Go disobey them. If you feel like resisting to whatever degree, you know, the amount of risk you take, that's the choice you're going to make. Okay, now I have too much to lose, I'm just going to quietly do this. Or, yeah, screw you, I'm going to start hacking down flock cameras. Whatever you decide to do to resist, including nothing, okay, that's on you, that's your choice to make. But do not talk, and do not think, and do not act as if these sacks of shit have any right to do anything to you. As if you not putting up with their authoritarian crap makes you a criminal and a terrorist. As if the arbitrary shit they make up is law which every good law-abiding taxpayer would happily obey. These power-happy shits are worried because lots of people are saying we're done with your crap and we're resisting.
Yeah, all the jurors and about the flock cameras are going to say, fuck you. This is mass surveillance, Orwellian bullshit. We're not convicting anyone for flock cameras or anything stupid for that matter.
Yeah, most of them are still statists who would just vote for a different crook. But the mindset of disobedience is extremely important, even if it's inside the heads of people who are still mainly statist, because it is basically the unbound individual rising up from underneath the authoritarian indoctrination to say, okay, this is a step too far, fuck you, we're not going along with this, we're going to disobey, maybe we're going to resist, maybe by force, go fuck yourself.
Fuck you, I won't do what you told me. Fuck you, I won't do what you told me. Fuck you, I won't do what you told me. Fuck you, I won't do what you told me!
And when you start to see that, you're seeing humanity crawl out from under the statist shit they were all taught. And this little weaselly pet sack of shit is complaining about it. I celebrate it. So, thanks for the update, you evil sack of shit, and you are fucked, and so is your whole system of authoritarian domination and subjugation. Yay!
Cool. What up, Bub Scat? Towers to the dome. Okay, let's see what the mic is doing here. They probably fucking moved it. Oh, I don't know what the hell it's doing. How's everybody doing? well, I'll see you guys Sunday, man. I'm out of fucking links, man. I can only get so many in a couple days. I appreciate you guys. Love you. Donate if you can. It's Friday. Please help me out. Support if you can. Love you guys and appreciate you. I couldn't be more grateful for you being here with me and hanging out and wanting a better world. Everybody here that's in my chat, it's because we want a better world, and we all deserve a better world. Love you, Tom, Bubs, and everyone else. Love all of you and bless you and thank you. And I'll see you guys Sunday at the live stream Sunday at noon. Be there or beware. Be there or beware.